Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. How are you? I first of all want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. So if you are returning, welcome back, and a big thanks to you for your support. If this is your first time listening to me or coming to the Black Dove Oracle, welcome. I am your channeler, your spiritualist. My name is Kamara. And I want to thank you, first of all, for helping me grow this new channel. So after you listen to your reading, if it's something that resonated with you in part or whole, would you mind giving me a thumbs up? And if you like the way that I read, would you consider subscribing to this channel, clicking that bell so that you get notified when I upload new readings, which is quite often. So let's get to your reading today. This was a request, a message from your Mercury Ancestors. And this request was by the follower Hey-Jung Alicia Co 18. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but you requested a Mercury Ancestor message. So hopefully you see this reading and hopefully you know that it's you. Hey-Jung Alicia Co 18. 5 days ago, you asked for a Mercury Ancestor message. And really, by the way, you all, if you put in the comments below a message or a topic for a reading, I would love it. I love to honor those requests. So let's get to the pile choices. You may have picked your pile already from the artwork that's at the beginning of this reading. That was co-created with AI technology by me. Or you may choose from one of these angels among us or the timestamps below. Some people like to use the numerology, you all. So let's find out who group number 1 is. Group number 1, and we've picked out all of your tarot cards, oracle cards underneath there, is Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel. And Archangel Ariel, just if you wanted to know, quick summary, is the guardian of the earth and guides us over environment and abundance. And there's a number 6 on that card. I'm getting told to mention that in case you're into numbers. Group number 2 is Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha. I like this depiction of Lord Ganesha. Number 29, Lord Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. If you didn't know about Lord Ganesha, usually depicted as a elephant, right? Number 12, which is group number 3, not to confuse you, group number 3 will be Archangel Raziel. Archangel Raziel. And there's number 12 up here on the card. Archangel Raziel is about secrets, protecting knowledge, the mysteries of life. So that's going to be group number 3. And group number 4 will be Archangel Michael. Very popular, Archangel Michael. The guide of truth, protection, clarity. And the number is 1 on this card. So take a moment to reflect, you all, on Mercury, where it might sit in your chart, what kind of message it might have for you, your Mercury Ancestors. I'm going to do a quick little summary of Mercury Energy right after this. So if you want to continue to listen, please hang on. Otherwise, the timestamps are going to be below in the description box for you to move ahead to your reading, depending on the group choices. Okay? So again, thank you for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you in your reading. Take care. Hello, so this is Kamara, and I'm going to do a brief introduction of Mercury Energy, just so that you have some sense of how this is showing up in your chart and what these Mercury Ancestors may want to communicate to you. So The placement of Mercury in the birth chart could indicate how you learn things, what things you're even curious about. It can also point to the kinds of information that you like to exchange, as well as how you relate and respond to the world intellectually. So Mercury as a sign is a sign of communication. And so it's pointing to how we think, how we express ourselves, and our interest in learning particular things, as well as how we process and absorb information. Mercury is considered the planet of the mind. It's our smallest planet in the solar system because Pluto is no longer considered a planet. And it has the most rapid orbit around the sun, 88 days. So this planet of communication, this planet of travel and trade, it's exalted in Virgo, but it falls in Pisces. Just meaning that that's kind of how it manages its energy. In the body, it governs the hands, the arms, and the nervous system. It rules the signs Gemini and Virgo, and the houses of the 3rd house and the 6th house. In the tarot, this Mercury is the magician. And on the chemical chart, Mercury is mercury or quicksilver. What I think some final thoughts on Mercury is sword kind of energy. Like when you see the swords, you're thinking, what is happening? What action is taking place? A lot of times with Mercury energy, there is the retrograde periods, right? Probably what Mercury is known for the most. When it retrogrades, there is this societal understanding that if you do something during that retrograde period, such as sign a contract, or you may decide to start something new, even a new relationship, there is the lore that anything that you start during a Mercury in retrograde, you may end up ending sooner than expected because you didn't have all the information. Sometimes people's phones, electronics, things that you communicate with are stalled or broken during this time or experience difficulties. I would say that retrograde period is really about taking another look. In African traditions, they would call this Sankofa, meaning you can learn just as much from the future as you could learn from the past. Meaning Sankofa has this, it's symbolized by a bird looking over its shoulder. And as this bird looks over its shoulder, it's looking at the past and being informed by the past. So there's some wisdom in Mercury retrogrades, allowing you a second go round. During Mercury in retrogrades, you might even get in contact, or people who haven't seen you in a while or spoken to you in a while may decide to circle the block. It's the for sure planet of circling the block again. Somebody wanting to reach out to you again. So you can imagine in this reading, there could be a number of different messages from your Mercury ancestors. But this is a quick overview of what Mercury governs and how that energy plays in our birth charts. So let's go to your readings. We're going to start with group number 1, but you can choose to go to whatever reading you desire by going to the timestamps below. Okay, take care, my honeys. Hello, group number 1. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. And today I want to welcome you to our reading on a message from your Mercury ancestors. This was a request, and I love fulfilling requests. So I hope that you get some good information from this reading. But you chose Archangel Ariel, or you may have chosen one of the art images in the beginning of this reading or some other way. But group number 1, you have Archangel Ariel here. Ariel is a very powerful angel. When you think of Ariel, there's this guardian of the earth that comes to mind. In fact, Ariel's actual meaning of Ariel's name is Lioness of God. So Ariel takes us into a deep dive of love, of reverence for the natural world, especially when it comes to animals. Some of you could have a deep relationship with an animal, or you just like animals in general. But Archangel Ariel can help connect more deeply to the earth, the divine flow of abundance that comes with earth energy. So some of you might be an earth sign. That would be what? Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, I think. So you could be an earth sign. You don't have to be. But there's something about you and your earth energy right now, group number 1. There's something about you seeking some kind of liberation when it comes to your earthly material goods. I mean, just more on Archangel Ariel. If you wanted assistance with abundance in all forms, your material needs being met, changing your environment, maybe you want to move, maybe you want to move out of the city, move out of the country. This is something that Archangel Ariel could assist you with. Also, gardening, hiking, outdoor pursuits is the domain of Archangel Ariel, as well as just deepening your connection to the material world. Sometimes for some of us, and I'm kind of getting this might be for a few of you, group number 1, is that sometimes we have to learn when it comes to our abundance that we have to grow a relationship with that world, that the world is completely abundant, that there is enough food, there's enough resources on this earth right now to go around to everyone. It's simply, how is it being managed? How is it being controlled? The earth is abundant all the time, 24/7. And your Archangel Ariel, this energy lets you know the true meaning of abundance and reminds you places where you may be sitting and thinking about lack. But Archangel Ariel is here to let you know in no uncertain terms that you have all of your needs taken care of, group number 1. Even if something appears to be of the negative, it's not true. That is what Archangel Ariel even is coming through right now, saying, take a second look, take a third look, take a fourth look. There's something, if you're in need of something, you are supported. That is what I'm hearing, group number 1. So let's save your tarot cards, your first ones, over here for later. And let's look at your oracle cards. You have compassion. You have Lemuria, which says creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And then you have emotions. You know, group number 1, piggybacking off of what I channeled from Archangel Ariel, there's this sense that something emotionally may be tying you up, group number one. In fact, your Mercury ancestors are pointing to some connection with your emotions. In some ways, the compassion is here, but there's also this emotional whirlwind. And then there's something about living your heaven on earth right now. It's interesting because in many older religions, there's this thought that you can't be happy now. You have to wait until you die and you go to heaven, right? It's just one thought. It's just an example, you all. But that whole thought of waiting until you die to have your happiness, to experience the beauty and the peace and the love on earth, it's something that Archangel Ariel is telling you you don't need to wait for. You don't need to be judged by some holy court. That your life as you're living it right now, group number one, it is here for your sustenance. It's here for you to be in your full wholeness right now. And so there's something here about Archangel Ariel and this like triangle of emotions, especially when it comes to compassion, especially when it comes to having experiences that are present moment experiences, group number one. There's something your Mercury ancestors are saying you deserve to experience right now. I'm being told to go to your tarot cards. We have the Messenger of Wands. We have the Nurturer of Cups. And we have the Death card. So interesting, group number one. I think that your Mercury ancestors are pointing to some kind of action you need to take around. You've got this Nurturer of Cups, which is emotions. Something about your wholeness emotionally. This could also point for a few of you to your mental health. It has to do with allowing a part of yourself that feels like you do not deserve something. You're going to have to let that self die. And I mean this totally symbolically. But there is something about the Death card coming up here that's pointing to a kind of change that you may need to engage in, or you may already be in that process, group number one. This is a general reading. But what is being said by your Mercury ancestors is that some emotional healing you're about ready to do, or you are participating in right now, group number one, it's going to allow you to experience heaven on earth right now. Your happiness is going to be experienced right now in this lifetime. It's not something you have to wait for in another life. You don't have to hang up what's happening in this life. If you are going through challenges right now, not only are your Mercury ancestors saying that you will make it through this, but also your Archangel Ariel is saying that as well. That if you are challenged in your material life, maybe things financially have not been going well, or there may be some strain or tension in these areas, you are being told, group number one, by your Mercury ancestors, that there is healing for you by getting out of lack. And lack is kind of always a state of mind. It's seeing things as half full, as half empty. And it's seeing things as you can't move beyond your current situation. But group number one, your ancestors are saying you can. That it's all a part of your how you process information, how you feel about things. Some of you feel as if you're not worthy because you may not have a job or you don't have the money that you desire right now. And I think that you are being shown that these kinds of thoughts, they keep you down. They keep you in the situations you're really trying to get out of. So there's some way, and I know that this is kind of controversial for a lot of people, but the ways that you think about your prosperity, the way that you think about your material life, you have to speak it into existence. There's something magical here, like almost like a magician energy. I don't see the magician card, but let's go to some other. We have the 9 of Pentacles, but look, it's the same message here though. Group number 1 is that you deserve to be in a 9 of Pentacles situation. That means wish fulfillment. That means all of your needs getting taken care of. And maybe this is where your ancestors, your Mercury ancestors are pointing. They're like, your needs are being taken care of. It's how you're looking at this. Because it's that King of Pentacles in reverse. When King of Pentacles is in reverse, there's this sense that there isn't enough. Even though someone sits on the throne, someone is surrounded by all this material good, all of these beneficial things happening for them, but when they're upside down, when the King of Pentacles, regardless of gender, is upside down, there's this sense that I've got to hang on to everything. There's not enough. I don't want you to take anything else from me. You know, like there's this sense of just not having. And at the same time, it's right next to the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is confirmed wealth, receiving all of the treasures from your hard work. And there it is, Page of Wands in reverse. There is something that your Mercury ancestors are pointing out with this being in reverse, group number 1, that you're impatient about something. Maybe there is something that you've been working on, a project, something for work, something that's just going to be like a side hustle of yours, and you're thinking it's not happening. But your Mercury ancestors are saying you're overthinking this. You're rushing the process. You're impatient. And your impatience is confirmed by a negative thought. This is not going to work. This is not going to happen. This is not going to be the success that I thought it was. And you can imagine that starts to negate your 9 of Pentacles, your wishes. Your wishes are fighting against the negativity that's in your mind, group number 1. And so these ancestors are pointing out to you that, yes, every internal thought you have, group number 1, every inner critic kind of thought that you listen to without addressing it, without like answering it back, because I think if you have a strong inner critic, you need to answer it back with the facts. You need to answer it back by countering what it's telling you. That's kind of a way of working with that strong inner critic. But your Mercury ancestors are saying, if you listen, continue to listen to this inner critic, continue to work against your own best benefit, you are not going to experience the outcome that you want. You're going to end up in this high priestess position that's in reverse. And when the high priestess is in reverse, you all, we're looking at someone who doesn't trust their intuition, who doesn't trust their decisions, who can't rely on the mysteries of life because they're too afraid of it. So let's see what your Mercury ancestors are advising for you. They're telling you right now, group number 1, things are not always going to be this way. That change is coming into your life. They also want you to know that this line of thinking, this way of relating to your material life, they're pointing it out as a problem that you really do need to get under control. Some of you might be ruminating on negative things, and they're saying a lot of this could unravel a lot of the good work that you've been doing. Because look at that. You are meant to be in the sun, group number one. You are meant to be successful. And if you exercise some patience and some real confidence, some general knowing, I've got this in the bag. Because they're showing me that you really do have this in the bag. And that you don't want to burn bridges by giving up so soon. I get that some of you had people who were supporting you. They may have even contributed funds or time. And I think to give up too soon is also to show others that you weren't worth the investment. And I think your Mercury ancestors are warning you right now. Don't take that road. Yeah. It's almost like with this bull card too, they're telling you, just because you're experiencing a little tension, some of you might even be experiencing a little opposition to your ideas, stay the course. That's what your Mercury ancestors are saying. Stay the course. Stop being impatient. Stop second guessing yourself. You are on the right path. You will succeed. But look at these emotions and where they're taking you. They're taking you to a place that's not where your success is, group number one. So with that, group number one, I am going to wrap up your reading. If you resonated with any or part of this, could you please give me a thumbs up? And if you like the way that I read, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel and maybe click that bell so that you get notified when I upload new readings. And if this is where we part, group number one, I hope that this reading was helpful to you. I hope that you heard clearly a message from your Mercury ancestors. Until then, next time, thank you. Take care. Hello, group number two. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. I will be your reader for this pick a card on a message from your Mercury ancestors. This was a request, and I'm really happy to be able to provide readings around your requests. So if you have any, please put them in the comment box below. So you may have chosen this group from the artwork at the beginning of this reading, or you may have chosen Lord Ganesha, or you may have chosen using some kind of numerology. However you chose, this is your reading, group number two. So Lord Ganesha, I love how in the Angels Among Us deck, there's this depiction of Lord Ganesha, who is a Hindu god who is known to remove obstacles. And I think you'll sometimes see this Hindu god depicted as a really jolly looking elephant, you know, kind of smiling even. Lord Ganesha is known to open roads, to clear away blockages, especially when it comes to your life's journey. Ganesha can also help you to control your desires, your habits, your thoughts, especially if they're distracting you from being your best self, from being your highest self. Now, if you want to utilize Lord Ganesha for assistance in your life, you could call on Lord Ganesha for shifting any stuck energy you may have, anything that has to do with places where your life may have plateaued, clearing away chakras, not clearing them away, but clearing any kind of blockages around your chakras, controlling your desires, like, you know, your habits, in a way, kind of like helping you with that little devil energy that you may have, and new starts also. anything that has to do with the arts and the sciences. So for some of you, you could be artist of some sort. It doesn't have to be visual arts. It could be anything. You could be creating music. You could be writing. Some of you are in the sciences. You may be engineers. You may be someone who likes to mix creativity with science, I'm seeing for some of you. So some of you may be into quantum sciences or quantum theories. You may dive deep into science that way, where it starts to merge with our creative world. So group number 2, Lord Ganesha. Some of you might be 29 even, or you 29 can have some significance. That's 10 or 11. This could also be speaking to the energy of removing obstacles around you finding a partner. So I'm just going to randomly mention that and drop it in. But we'll see how the rest of the cards kind of back that up a little bit. One moment. I had to do a little bit of a cough there. So let's see what your oracle cards are saying, group number 2. We're going to leave these tarot cards for the last. So you have abundance, you have boundaries, you have let go. Very interesting. So group number 2, it's interesting because group number 1 was about abundance, but there's this abundance card here again. So I get a sense that some of you are looking for a clearer path for what it is that you want to do, group number 2. And I think Lord Ganesha is coming up here because your Mercury ancestors are saying, where do you need the help? Where do you need the support? I think that your Mercury ancestors are also saying here, group number 2, that it's not often that you ask for their assistance. But they're saying here that there is a lot of abundance waiting for you. But there's some things that you need to put in place to take away your obstacles. That's kind of like what I'm getting this Lord Ganesha is pointing to. For many of you, I'm getting a sense that this boundaries are important. It's kind of saying here, your Mercury ancestors are saying that the places that you want to go, they require that you be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more structured in your life. And some of that discipline and structure will come when you're able to let go of perfectionism, codependency, places where you like to people please. That's what I'm hearing, group number 2. And if you begin to resolve some of that people pleasing, saying yes when you mean no, saying no when you really just, so there's something there about you needing to formulate some kind of way where you are doing the best with your energy. You're utilizing your energy for your best benefit. That's what I'm hearing from your Mercury ancestors. Let's go to your tarot cards now. We have Mastery of Swords, which was in reverse, and Spirit is saying to take it in reverse. Then you have the Wheel of Fortune, and then you have the Strength card. Very interesting, group number 2. It's as if your Mercury ancestors are saying there's been something that's kept you in your head a little bit, some thoughts that have kept you in your head around, I'm really literally hearing this, group number 2, around what other people think. And I think your Mercury ancestors are like, listen, where you are going, it's not so much that you don't care what other people think, but it's almost like it is taking you away from all the blessings that you have lined up for yourself. Like I'm seeing someone, group number 2, that has a treasure, literally many blessings coming in for them, but there's a way in which you're kind of hanging in the background by being so reliant on other people when it comes to their approval or their thoughts or opinions about what you're doing. And your Mercury ancestors are saying, it's time for you to be confident in your own abilities. Tap into your own divine inner wisdom. It's time, group number 2, that you trust yourself. And in trusting yourself, you are going to reap some really huge rewards. But they're saying here, look, you've got the Death card. Did the Death card come out here? Maybe not. But this Death card is really speaking to ending a particular behavior pattern so that it will be in service of your success, of your growth. Knight of Swords, not being impulsive, but being very strategic about the things that you do, group number 2. 4 of Cups in reverse. I think when you get this 4 of Cups in reverse, it could point to you not taking opportunities when they're being presented. But in this case, I feel your Mercury ancestors are saying, no, they want you to be decisive. They want you to take more care on the things that you allow into your psyche, meaning the kinds of information that you intake into your mind, your mental state, the kinds of people that you hang around. Are they positive? Are they inspiring? There's something there that your Mercury ancestors are saying you're feeding yourself food that isn't sustainable for you. I'm hearing that. They want you to be careful they want you to be careful with the energy that you surround yourself with. Again, the Strength card. They want you to be more confident. I get a feeling, group number 2, that you value the opinions of others in a way that your Mercury ancestors are saying you're not asking the right people. You're not getting the right feedback. And there's something there about you asking people that may have nothing to do with your success or know all of the details of what it takes to do what you're doing. They're pointing out that you may be asking these people as a way of self-sabotage, of holding yourself back, of getting negative feedback so that you could just confirm your own bias. Like, no, I knew I didn't need to do this project. I knew I didn't need to do it here. Or, like there's something there where your doubts are coming in. You're allowing people to come in who will confirm those doubts, and your Mercury ancestors are saying no. They're like, we don't want to see you talk yourself out of something that's such a blessing for you. Something may have happened in December, a particular conversation, a particular decision. They want you to reflect back on something that happened in December. Or if you can remember this far, we're in February now, but something may happen in December that's coming up. But I kind of get that this is something from the past December that they're pointing to. Butterfly, a change. They really want you to transition some of these behavior patterns. And they're saying even if you need help like a coach or therapist, they want you to tackle some of this inner critic, the self-sabotaging behavior. If it doesn't sound like you, then maybe this is something you've worked out already from the past. And if you have, there is this sense that you need to watch out for people who are trying to bring you back into that energy. So I'm getting 2 messages here. If you are already kind of needing to pull out of some negative situation, like kind of toxic advice, they're wanting you to do that. But if you've already done that, if you've really become a very confident person, you're trusting yourself more, you're trusting your intuition, they're pointing to someone trying to bring you back into old energy, old doubts. And so they're saying watch out for that as well. Yeah. If this person is trying to provide you with some constructive criticism, they're saying right here that you need to only take what's valid to you. They're saying be very discerning right now, group number 2, because somebody might just want to throw you off with some. I get that it's going to be criticism that doesn't really make sense to you, but they don't want you to spend a lot of time on it. Yeah, look at that with a quilt. I said they don't want you to spend time on it, and they're like, yeah, get back to basics. Get back to your original idea. Get back to the things that you know are working. And because somebody's trying to pull you into the weeds even, and they're like, no, trust yourself, group number 2. That's what I keep hearing over and over again. Yeah, trust yourself. Be your own ignition. That's what I'm hearing. Be your own fire. Light your own fire. Sustain your own passion for whatever it is you're working on. So group number 2, this is where I'm going to leave you. It sounds like you're working on something so profound, something so powerful, but you need to hold it in your own confidence and stop putting it in the hands of others to manage. Because I really get the sense that you're the only one that's really qualified to move this forward, to move your life forward, to remove all of the obstacles. And this is an obstacle that your Mercury ancestors are pointing out. An obstacle of thought that needs to transition. So if you resonated with anything that I said in this reading, group number 2, do you mind giving me your thumbs up? I would really love if you could it's a simple way to help me grow this new channel. And if you like the way that I read, would you mind subscribing to this channel so that we could stay connected? And if you click that bell, you'll get notified when I upload new readings. If this is where we part, group number 2, I hope this reading was helpful. Thanks so much for taking a listen. Take care. Hello, group number 3. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. I want to thank you for attending or listening to this pick a card reading on a message from your Mercury ancestors. This was a request, and we've done a few other planets already, so I want to thank my listener who made that request. And you may have chosen this group number 3, from in a lot of different ways. There's some artwork at the beginning of this reading that you may have chosen this group from, or you may have chosen Archangel Raziel, or you may have used some kind of numerology. However you've done it, group number 3, this is your reading. So let's go to Archangel Raziel. This archangel deals with the mysteries. Raziel is helping us to understand that not everything in life is going to be available to us to know. We may have to seek it out. We may have to discover it. We may need to explore parts of ourselves to understand our own inner mysteries. There's also a sense of Archangel Raziel helping us to know what to keep a secret, what information to keep close to our vest, so to speak, and how to protect knowledge that needs protecting. So in many ways, group number 3, I think that your Mercury ancestors are pointing to something that you know, something that you have knowledge of that may need some delicate handling. That's just something I'm getting intuitively without even going to your cards, your oracle cards yet. But let's put that there. Let's take your tarot cards for last. We've got authentic expression here. Sorry, I'm trying to straighten these cards here. We have share your voice. And we have intuition. Very interesting. It's as if group number 3, your Mercury ancestors are saying that there's a link between using your intuition, sharing your voice, and having authentic expression, along with protecting knowledge. I think that what they're initially saying here, your Mercury ancestors, group number 3, is that you are a wealth of information, but not everything has to be shared. That there's strategic times for sharing certain information. And that doesn't make you inauthentic when you hold back, I'm hearing, certain elements in a discussion because they are more sacred elements that you need to protect. Or you are being heard from your Mercury ancestors that this is the case. I am getting a sense that your Mercury ancestors are touching on all the wealth of knowledge that you have received so far on your journey, group number 3. And they're saying that now you're coming to a place where you are not the person who's just consuming information. You are also teaching and mentoring people now, or you will be. And there's something there about deciding strategically what to share and when people are ready for certain pieces of information. I think for you, there's just been this kind of internal conflict. When do I share these things? How do I share my voice? Am I being authentic when I leave things out or when I decide certain information is not ready to move forward? Let's go to your tarot cards. We have 10 of coins. We have Ace of Wands. And you have the 9 of Cups, but it's in reverse. I think this is confirming right on group number 3 what your Mercury ancestors have been saying so far. Is that there is a wealth with this 10 of Pentacles. You're entering into a cycle that's very successful. In fact, you may even be finishing off a cycle, finishing off a project, something you were working on that turned out to be very successful. So much so that people are looking for you, wanting new information from you, wanting to work on new projects with you. I think that you have piqued the interest of people, group number 3, with things that you do know. But this last card is saying your wish fulfillment, especially when it comes to feeling some kind of like satiation with the work that you've done, feeling fulfilled with that work, it's going to come as you kind of titrate some of the information that you are sharing with others. I'm hearing that there's just some aspects of your work that are yours, group number 3. That there's just something, you could teach people how to do that dance step, but there's a little bit of something that's part of your energy that's just not going to be teachable. And there's something about your work, whatever work that you do, group number 3, whatever talents you are sharing with the world, there's some aspect of it that your Mercury ancestors are saying, it's just you were born with that. And to try to get into the weeds and explain that, or even to give people that little bit of knowledge, it's almost as if they're saying that belongs to you. You can teach people how to do the generalities of something, but they're saying there's something important that you should hold for yourself. Something that makes it especially yours. Something that puts your signature on it. It's Black History Month when I'm filming this, and it's a typical month where we talk about all the different inventors, the African American inventors and political writers and artists, and the real McCoy. It's a saying. I don't know how often people use it now, but people will refer to something as being the real McCoy. And the reason behind that was that there was, back in the day, maybe turn of the century, probably early 1900s, a mechanic who worked on the railroad, and he made some very specific part, which I'm not going to remember the name of right now, but people would always, when he made this specific part, he did it in such a way that people loved its performance. And so they would always ask, because there was a lot of knockoffs, they would always be like, is this the real McCoy? Is this the real one? Because I only want the real version of this. I think the reason why I share that story, group number 3, is that there's a sense of like who you are and how you teach, how you mentor. If you're not doing that right now, I really seriously believe that you will be, or this may not be your pile, but you are getting to a point where you're mastering something, group number 3. You could be a master of carpentry. You could be a master of music. I mean, it's anything, but you're becoming a master. You're becoming an expert at something. And your Mercury ancestors are saying here that they want you to regard your knowledge as sacred, group number 3. That it isn't something that you just throw pearls beyond swine. That's another saying. Don't cast your pearls beyond swine, meaning don't share knowledge with people who aren't going to be able to do anything with it, who won't respect it. And that might be a message that's coming in too from your Mercury ancestors, is being careful who you share your wisdom with. Make sure they deserve it. Let's go to your other tarot cards. Yeah, you have King of Pentacles here. You have the Magician in reverse. One more. You have 6 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, okay. Group number 3. Your Mercury ancestors. Lovers are on the bottom here. What they are saying is that you have become very successful, or you will be, you all. This is a general reading, so please just take the energies where they resonate. But many of you are going to find success, or have found success, in the work that you are doing. You're finally able to feel relaxed, and also you're sought after. I'm seeing this. Some of you are really sought after for your knowledge, for your wisdom. And you may start teaching people, you may start mentoring people, you may just be asked to give talks or presentations. Whatever that is, that's part of your work, group number 3. But they're showing me here that there's somebody that you need to be aware of. This person is in an upside down magician energy. That can mean someone who's pretty manipulative. It could be someone who is a little bit more cunning, engages in a lot of trickery, untruths, and they're saying this could be a person from the past. So it may or may not be a person from the past, but if it is a person from the past, I think you're going to know this person's character. If this person is not from the past, because I'm feeling 2 energies with this 6 of Cups, it's talking about the past. If you know someone from the past who's trying to reconnect with you because they want to find out more about your work and what you're doing and how you're doing it, watch out for this person. They're most likely looking for how they can steal your knowledge. Your Mercury ancestors are actually saying they can't do any of the thing. They can't copy what you're doing, but they will make that effort. And they're saying if it isn't someone from the past, if you're being contacted by someone new, there's some link to the past that this person has. So say you have someone who contacted you and they're like, oh, I want to learn from you. I want to learn how you do A, B, and C. This person somehow was connected to you from either a past event or a past person. They're saying that's how you're going to know. Either way, they're wanting you to protect your knowledge. Not everything is for everyone. It doesn't mean that you have to be stingy and hang on to knowledge, because they do feel like it's part of your purpose. You're going to grow your purpose by actually sharing your voice. But they want you to be very decisive about who and how you're sharing information. Your Mercury ancestors are saying here, by all means, that you just got to understand there's certain people who their whole energy is about trying to get over and try to just do fast and easy things. And you're going to know that energy. Somebody who's like, just give it to me fast and quick. And they're not dedicated or committed to something. And I think that your Mercury ancestors, they're just telling you, you're going to know this energy. But don't let it mess with your good fortune. This beetle is saying that you have good fortune coming your way. And it's okay to step into new experiences, such as teaching, such as mentoring, but also be very careful about how you do those things. I think that is it, group number 3. And where I'll leave you, because they're saying this could be someone who's trying to get close to you, lovers kind of energy, someone who's a little bit more impulsive with what they do with information. Again, I think that what this is telling you in this 8 of Pentacles, and we'll leave it here, is that you've invested a great deal of your time and wisdom in learning what you've learned. It's valuable. And your Mercury ancestors are saying here, just understand, while it is a gift to you, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a gift to other people. And you get to decide how you want to share your gifts, how you want to speak about your wisdom. So group number 3, if you've resonated with any parts of this reading, could you give me a thumbs up? I really would appreciate it. It helps me grow the channel, and it's such a simple thing to do. If you like the way that I read and you want to stay connected, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you click that bell, you're going to get notified when I upload new readings. If this is where we're parting, group number 3, thank you for taking a listen. And I hope that we connect with each other soon. Take care. Hello, group number 4. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. Welcome to your pick a card reading on a message from your Mercury ancestors. So, group number 4, you may have chosen this group using the artwork at the beginning of this reading, or you may have chosen this Archangel Michael. Or you may have worked something out with some of the numbers and the timestamps below. However you chose your group number 4, this is your reading. So, Archangel Michael, the number 1. You know, Archangel Michael is so popular. I get that many people love Archangel Michael energy because it's an energy of truth. And I don't know what's coming out of my mouth right now. Archangel Michael tends to provide one with clarity on one's path as well as protection. So many people, when they're striking out on their own, group number 4, or engaging in something new, they're going to call upon the assistance of Archangel Michael. Now, let me read a little bit about what it says under Archangel Michael. because I've been kind of sharing that with all of the guides right now. So, I think when it comes to Archangel Michael, it's like I said, he or this energy, because I don't know if there's a gender to Archangel Michael, is known as he who is like God, and who appears in the text of Christian, Jewish, and Islamic faiths. So Archangel Michael is pretty much out there. I think if you want to call upon Archangel Michael's assistance, though, group number 4, it's for protection. Maybe asking Archangel Michael to help you with any fears that you're feeling, to cut and clear away negative energy, to speak your truth in clear communication, discover how you can live your life with purpose, and to begin or return on a journey that has to do with your spiritual path. So, group number 4, your Mercury Ancestors, they're really looking at, this one keeps calling my attention, something that's on your self-development, something that Archangel Michael could be presently or will, or you're being called to call upon Archangel Michael to assist you on some self-development type of journey. Let's see what your oracle cards have to say. I'm going to put these tarot cards to the side and we can look at those last. You have forgiveness. You have Minnetonkan. It says longing for home, belonging, a message for light workers. And then you have communication. So there was something here about calling upon Archangel Michael to help you with clear communication. And there's something here about this Minnetonkan, longing for home, belonging. I think group number 4, that you have something on your mind that you want to share, maybe with the world, I'm hearing, but also with those who are really close to you. It has something to do with your life story. It has something to do with, I'm getting for some of you, and this is just a strong feeling, group number 4, that you went through some challenging times. This could have been challenging over a lifetime, ever since your childhood, or you're just coming out of something that was really challenging. Something that, in many ways, in order to move forward, you had to forgive. You had to lighten your load, group number 4. And there's something about feeling like you belong now, something about communicating your needs, getting your needs met through that process of forgiveness, which many times forgiveness is not about other people, group number 4. It is about ourselves, forgiving ourselves for putting ourselves on a certain path, for betraying ourselves if something was that we did something that we really didn't want to do. So there's something here, again, that number 1 is pointing to the self. There's a way in which I think, group number 4, you are taking yourself seriously. You are treating yourself like a sacred being. You're really honoring and prioritizing yourself now, group number 4, I think, after some challenge. And the way that you're doing it is on the energy of forgiveness, on the energy of, I feel like I'm getting told, inner love. This love you have for yourself, this love that you had to find in terms of belonging. And this belonging is inside of yourself, group number 4. And there's a way in which you're communicating, emanating a brand new energy. I get a sense, group number 4, that some people feel like you're brand new, like they don't know you anymore. that you have new aspirations. You may even talk differently. There's just something about you that feels much more alive lately. And for some people who knew the challenges that you've gone through, group number 4, they're so astounded by your power, by your confidence. Let's see. I'm getting called to flip these over now. Yeah. You've got 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. You have the 10 of Wands. And you have the 6 of Swords. So interesting, group number 4. It's almost as if you have a new lease on life. You're taking roads that you haven't traveled, less traveled, but there's something like really spiritual about the journeys you've been taking. And these journeys could be quite literally physical, or they could be spiritual journeys. Either way, group number 4, I think you're looking at your life now as expansive. These burdens are finally, they're in their place. You know, all of the work you had to do, all of the hard work you had to do. I'm taking this card as a symbolism of the work you had to do on this young inner child part. You had to understand how to work with this wounded inner child, how to work with a situation that was challenging. And you know, before you know it, the work is organized because you have put a lot of energy into it, group number 4. You've put a lot of energy into healing yourself, into knowing yourself. If this feels like something you're in the progress of doing, then take that as it resonates, because this is a general reading. Some of you may have been already through the healing process. Others of you are getting ready to, or you're in that progress right now. Either way, you've had to leave behind a life that no longer fit for you, group number 4. If you were codependent, this was a life that you just couldn't be in that energy anymore. You needed more confidence, more self-love. And you leaving was the best thing that you could do. I mean, in this card, the person is kind of looking back at everything that has been left. But at the same time, the motion to go forward, to have the oars in your hand, to actually be moving yourself through these emotional waters. You see ahead, there's a rainbow. You see ahead, there's clear skies, mountains. There's something about you leaving a life that other people would have thought, this was good. This is a good life. But for you, group number 4, you needed to grow. You needed to expand, to evolutionize. And there was a way in which you felt there was something in your healing process that needed to be addressed. And when you did that, life unleashed itself upon you. That's what I'm hearing, group number 4. You started to want to travel. You wanted to go places, meet people. You wanted to take control of your life. You wanted to direct your life in a more intentional way. Let's go to some other tarot cards here. Okay, that one kind of stuck out. 3 of Cups in reverse. We have 7 of Wands in reverse, and we have the Queen of Swords upright. Your life now may, group number 4, we have the 3 of Wands in reverse here. I'll put it over here. Which is funny because we just had it upright, 3 of Wands. I think this whole line right here is talking to the past, though, group number 4. I think you were the kind of person that you may have considered you had a lot of friends, but there's something about this new journey that you're taking or have been on that it feels like you decided to clean house on some relationships. You decided to let some friendships go. Mainly because I think you started to see clearly in this Queen of Swords energy. You started to see with your head above the clouds. You started to see in a very clear fashion people who supported you and people who just wanted to keep you in defensive energy. And I really do feel like for a while that might have put you in a place of indecision, like not knowing what you're going to do with your life. But to be honest, what I'm getting from your Mercury ancestors is that, again, look at this. Six of Swords shows up in the upright. And I think your Mercury ancestors are saying here, group number 4, you're ready to go. You're ready to explore life, learn more about the world. You're ready to engage with new and different scenes, new and different people. In this life that's ahead of you, it could include an older man. It also is about defending who you are on this path. You've got the shield here. It's almost as if you are going to need to communicate your commitment to yourself, to learning, to exploring, to being a better person even. It says here, you're on the road to success, and that road includes you moving. Some of you may move cities, countries, states, providences. You're going to move, and you're going to meet some significant people, a younger man, an older man. I don't know necessarily. Well, hold on. As soon as I said that, we have the ring card. There could be, in this new adventure of yours, group number 4, that you're going to meet two distinctly different people. One might be younger, one might be older. I don't know why I'm getting called to pick one more card here. I think, yeah, you have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Lovers in reverse. I think this could possibly, one or both of these two people could be a relationship. I don't know if it's going to be a fulfilling one, but I know that people are looking at you now, group number 4, as someone who they feel is partnership material because of the work you're doing, because of how mature you're showing up to life and how you are navigating life. That is making you attractive in so many people's eyes, group number 4. This almost Sagittarius-like energy. Some of you might have Sagittarius prominently, but this energy of moving forward, charting your own life. People find that attractive. People find that sexy, I'm hearing. So group number 4, if any parts of this reading has resonated with you, could you please give me a thumbs up? I'm excited about the path that you're on. It just feels like you're kind of leaving behind things that no longer matter to you and starting a new life. So if you like the way that I read and you want to stay in touch, can you please subscribe to this channel and then maybe click that bell, because then it allows you to get notifications when I upload a new reading. If this is where we part, group number 4, you're on some exciting stuff, and I would love to hear about it in the comments if you want to share. But if this is where we part, I have enjoyed being your reader. I feel very honored, and I really want to thank you all for joining me for this pick a card. Until the next time, take care.